The spaceship Aurora floated silently in the black sea of space. Its lights cut through the darkness, but outside, the universe was quiet and empty. Ahead, a small planet came into view. The scans showed it as lifeless. No atmosphere, no movement, no sign of life. Yet, something about it felt wrong. Captain Alara stared at the screens. "Sensors are acting strange," she said. "It shouldn't be showing anything at all." Lieutenant Jorim frowned, leaning closer to his console. "The readings keep fluctuating. It's like the planet itself is moving, reacting to us." The crew exchanged uneasy looks. No one had ever seen a dead planet behave like this. The Aurora drifted closer, and the crew saw the planet's surface in more detail. Cracked deserts stretched for miles. Deep canyons carved through dark stone. There were no clouds, no oceans, just emptiness. Yet the instruments screamed with strange energy pulses. Dr. Lena, the ship scientist, walked toward the viewing window. "It's emitting electromagnetic waves, but not naturally. Someone, or something, is controlling them." She shivered. "This planet isn't dead. It's hiding." Captain Alara took a deep breath. "We are not here to hide. Prepare the landing crew. We need answers." As the shuttle left the Aurora, the planet seemed to respond. The ship trembled slightly, as if the gravity itself had grown heavier. Jorim's console beeped frantically. "Captain, the landing path is unstable. The surface is changing. I don't understand it." Ilara frowned. "Just stay calm. Focus on the landing." The shuttle pierced the thin, dry air. The landing zone was a plateau surrounded by jagged cliffs. The ground looked cracked and lifeless, but the moment the shuttle touched the surface, a strange vibration passed through it. The crew looked at each other. "Did you feel that?" Lena whispered. "Yes," Ilara said. "It's like the planet knows we're here." The hatch opened. The air was thick and heavy, even though sensors said it was thin and unbreathable. The sky was a dull gray, and the sun was weak, barely lighting the horizon. The crew stepped out cautiously. Every step made a soft crunch against the stone. The silence was deep, almost unnatural. They walked slowly toward the center of the plateau. Shadows stretched unnaturally long in the weak light. Rocks had strange markings carved into them. They glowed faintly, pulsing with the same energy waves that had disturbed the Aurora. Lena bent down to examine them. "These are not natural," she said. "Someone, or something, made them." A sudden movement caught Jorim's eye. He pointed. "Over there. Did you see that?" The crew turned, but nothing moved. Only the cracked rocks and glowing symbols remained. A cold shiver passed through everyone. Ilara's voice was calm, but firm. "Keep moving. We have to find answers." As they walked, the vibration grew stronger. The ground beneath them seemed to pulse, as if the planet itself were breathing. Lena checked her instruments. "It's alive," she whispered. "Not in the way we are, but alive. It's reacting to us." Suddenly, a shadow moved near the cliffs. One of the crew, Rax, aimed his scanner. "There's something there," he shouted. The shadow vanished before anyone could get a reading. A low hum began to fill the air. It wasn't coming from the ship. It wasn't coming from the rocks. It came from the planet itself. Every member of the crew felt it in their bones. "We need to be careful," Ilara said. "Whatever is here, it's aware of us." They continued to the edge of a deep canyon. The shadows from the cliffs stretched across the chasm like fingers reaching for them. The glow from the symbols grew brighter as they approached. Lena stepped closer to the edge and gasped. "There's something moving below," she said. The crew peered into the darkness. At first, it looked like a shifting mist. Then shapes began to appear, strange, angular, and tall. They moved slowly but with purpose. The shapes were not like animals. Not like machines. Something else. Something old. Ilara raised her hand. "Back to the shuttle. We need a full report before we go any deeper." As they turned, a sudden tremor shook the plateau. Rocks tumbled down the cliffs. The glowing symbols flickered, then vanished. A loud, deep echo rolled across the canyon, as if the planet itself had spoken. The crew froze. Rax swallowed hard. Did the planet just... Ilara shook her head. I don't know. But we are not leaving until we understand it. This planet, this dead planet, is not dead. And it will not surrender its secrets easily. The shuttle's engines whined as they lifted off. From above, the plateau looked like a cracked jewel. But beneath the surface, shadows moved, and the hum continued. The dead planet had noticed them. And it was waiting. The crew of the Aurora stared at the planet through their windows. A silent promise hung in the air. The dead planet would not give up its secrets. And the crew would soon learn that some worlds refused to be conquered. The shuttle landed back on the plateau, but the crew could not shake the feeling that the planet was watching them. The hum from before seemed quieter now, but it had left a mark on their minds. Captain Ilara stood at the edge of the plateau, staring down into the canyon. We can't leave yet, she said. We need to know what we're dealing with. The crew exchanged nervous glances. Rax rubbed his neck. That shadow, it wasn't natural. Nothing I've ever scanned looks like it. Dr. Lena checked her instruments again. The readings from the canyon are even stronger now. The energy is alive. It changes when we move, like it's studying us. Ilara nodded. Then we go down. Carefully. One step at a time. They descended into the canyon slowly. The air felt heavier, each breath tasting metallic. The walls of the canyon were lined with jagged rocks and strange glowing symbols that pulsed faintly. The symbols seemed to move as they walked, shifting their shape slightly, almost as if they were alive. Lena stopped and bent down to examine them. These carvings, they are not just art. They are messages. Warnings, maybe. A sudden crack echoed through the canyon. The crew jumped. A small rockslide fell from above, sending pebbles rolling near their feet. Rax aimed his scanner. Something is up there, he shouted. But the canyon walls were empty. Only the glowing symbols remained, flickering faintly. Ilara motioned for silence. Keep moving. Stay close. And watch the walls. As they went deeper, the canyon widened into a massive underground chamber. The ceiling was so high it vanished into darkness. In the center lay strange machines, covered in dust and stone. They were enormous, angular, and silent. The crew stopped. The air was filled with a low, vibrating hum, like the planet itself was alive and breathing. This is not natural, Lena whispered. These machines, they are ancient. And they are active. Suddenly, one of the machines flickered to life. Holographic lights danced around the room, forming shapes that resembled human figures but taller and sharper. The crew froze. A voice, mechanical and echoing, filled the chamber. Intruders, why have you come? The crew looked at each other, fear flashing in their eyes. Joram's hand shook over his scanner. It's speaking to us, he stammered. Ilara stepped forward. We mean no harm. We are explorers. We seek knowledge. The holographic shapes shifted and pulsed, almost like they were considering her words. Then a second voice, softer this time, whispered through their minds. You must leave. Or die. Rax swallowed hard. It's not just a machine, the planet itself is speaking through it. The hum in the chamber grew louder, vibrating through their bodies. The lights from the machines flared, and the shadows in the corners seemed to move. Something slithered between the darkness and the light, unseen but heavy with presence. Lena turned pale. The planet, it's alive. It knows us. It's testing us. Ilara held up her hand. We stay calm. We explore, but carefully. This planet is dangerous, but we can learn from it. As they moved closer to the machines, strange symbols floated in the air, forming words they could almost read. Refuse to surrender, protect, guard. The symbols faded as quickly as they appeared. Suddenly, the ground trembled violently. Dust fell from the ceiling, and the crew barely kept their balance. A shadow moved near the far end of the chamber, larger than any human, its shape twisting in impossible ways. Rax pointed. Over there. Something's coming. The figure advanced slowly, and the crew could feel its presence pressing against their minds, testing their fears. Lena whispered, It knows our thoughts, it can sense our fear. Ilara squared her shoulders. Stay together. No sudden moves. Remember, we are explorers. Courage is our weapon. The shadow stopped a few meters away, then dissolved into the air, leaving only the hum and the glowing machines behind. The crew let out a collective breath they didn't know they were holding. Jorim spoke quietly. It's like the planet is alive, but it's also defending something. We aren't just exploring. We're intruding. Ilara nodded. Then we must be careful. Every step counts. We need to understand what the planet is protecting before it decides we are a threat. Lena walked toward one of the machines, her fingers trembling. These archives, maybe they can tell us who or what lived here. If we understand their story, we might survive. Ilara looked around the chamber, shadows dancing in the flickering lights. Then let's find the truth. But stay alert. The dead planet, it refused to surrender before. And it might refuse us as well. As they began to investigate the machines, the hum grew deeper, almost like a heartbeat. The walls vibrated softly, and the crew felt the presence of the planet pressing around them. Whatever secrets lay hidden here, they were not meant to be taken lightly. The dead planet was alive, and it would test anyone who dared to enter. Outside, the wind howled over the cracked surface, and the plateau above seemed calm again. But the canyon below held dangers the crew could not yet imagine. The planet had awakened, and it would not let its secrets go easily. The chamber was quiet now, but the air still vibrated with the planet's presence. Captain Ilara studied the glowing machines. They seemed to pulse in rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. Dr. Lena knelt by one of the larger machines, brushing dust off strange panels and buttons. These are not just machines, she whispered. They are archives, records of a civilization long gone. Lieutenant Jorim's scanner beeped. Captain, I'm picking up movement deeper in the tunnels. Something, or someone, is still down there. Ilara's eyes narrowed. Then we move carefully. We don't know what we are dealing with, but we cannot ignore it. The crew followed a narrow corridor leading from the chamber. The walls were carved with the same glowing symbols, pulsing faintly as if responding to their presence. Every step they took echoed like a warning. Shadows danced across the walls, sometimes resembling figures, sometimes shapes they could not recognize. Rax whispered, "It's like the planet itself is alive. Watching. Judging." Lena reached a pedestal covered in holographic screens. She touched one, and the lights flickered to life. Holographic images of the planet's past appeared, cities of shining metal, towers stretching into the sky, people moving with purpose and intelligence. The civilization had been advanced, far beyond anything the crew had ever seen. Ilara stepped closer. They lived here, they thrived. And then the images changed. Fires, explosions, and shadowy forms attacking the cities. Machines defending the people. Panic, chaos, and finally silence. The planet's surface transformed, slowly dying as the civilization vanished. Lena shivered. This planet, it survived when its people could not. It learned, adapted, and now it defends itself. A sudden whisper echoed in the chamber, soft but clear in their minds, "Intruders, you must learn, or perish." The crew froze. Jorim looked around. "It's talking to us again. Not through sound, through our minds." Ilara held up her hand. "Focus. We are not enemies. We are explorers. We seek knowledge, not war." They moved deeper into the archives. Holographic pages floated in the air, displaying diagrams of strange devices, maps of the planet, and even messages left by the last survivors. One page flickered longer than the others. Lena reached out and touched it. The message formed words in their minds: "We refused to surrender. Our world may fall, but it will not yield its secrets. Beware those who come unprepared." Rax swallowed hard. This planet, it's alive. Not like us, but aware. It sees everything we do. Suddenly, a low vibration shook the floor. Shadows appeared at the edges of the chamber, twisting unnaturally. The crew backed up, feeling the presence of something massive moving in the darkness. Ilara stepped forward, her voice firm. "We are here to learn, not to take. Planet, We respect your history. We mean no harm. The shadows paused, then retreated slightly. The hum in the chamber softened, though it still pulsed like a heartbeat. Lena's eyes were wide. It's testing us. It wants to know if we can understand, if we are worthy. Joram's scanner beeped again. Captain, I see more movement. It's underground, past this archive. Something large, alive, and it's not hostile, yet. Ilara nodded. Then we proceed. Slowly, carefully. We need to see what this planet is protecting. That may tell us why it refuses to surrender. As they walked, the walls of the tunnel opened into a massive underground plaza. At its center was a glowing obelisk, taller than the tallest building on the Aurora. Energy radiated from it, forming protective fields and strange floating lights. Around it were statues of the planet's ancient people, standing in silent watch, their faces calm but serious. Lena reached out. This obelisk, it holds their knowledge. Their consciousness, maybe. It's what the planet protects above all. Rax swallowed. And it will fight anyone who tries to take it. The hum grew louder again, vibrating through their bones. The shadows around the plaza moved, circling the crew. They were alive, but not physical. Guardians, perhaps, created by the planet to protect its secrets. Ilara's voice was steady. We are not here to take. We are here to understand. We are explorers, not conquerors. That must be enough. The shadows paused, then receded into the walls. The obelisk pulsed brighter, casting the plaza in a warm, golden light. The planet seemed calm, for now. Lena's hands trembled as she touched the obelisk. Holographic images filled the air again, plans for energy systems, messages of hope, and warnings to future travelers. The civilization had fallen, but their legacy remained. The dead planet had preserved it all, refusing to surrender its secrets to destruction. Ilara turned to the crew. We have seen what this planet holds. It is alive, aware, and protective. We must respect it. But this is only the beginning. There is more to discover, and more to survive. The crew looked at each other, understanding the truth. The dead planet was not lifeless. It had a mind of its own, and it had chosen to test anyone who dared enter. They were intruders, yes, but they had passed the first trial. The next would be far harder. Outside, the surface was quiet, cracked deserts stretching endlessly. But beneath, in the underground heart of the planet, energy flowed, shadows watched, and a legacy waited. The dead planet refused to surrender, and the crew had only just begun to learn its secrets. The underground plaza was silent now, but the crew felt no comfort. The shadows had receded, but their presence lingered, whispering in the edges of the mind. Captain Ilara led the group toward a narrower tunnel that descended even deeper. The air was heavier here, filled with a low vibration that pressed against their bones. Dr. Lena checked her instruments again. Energy levels are off the charts. Whatever powers this place, it's alive, reacting to us. Lieutenant Joram shivered. It's like the planet can feel our fear. And it knows what we're thinking. Ilara nodded. We must keep our focus. Courage, not fear, will get us through. As they moved forward, the ground trembled violently. Rocks fell from the ceiling, and dust filled the air. The glow from the walls pulsed brighter, almost like a warning. Then, without any sound, the tunnel itself shifted. The walls moved slightly, narrowing the path, making the crew squeeze through tight spaces. Rax muttered, "This is insane. The planet, it's defending itself." Suddenly, a deep roar echoed through the tunnels. Shadows emerged from the corners, twisting into shapes too large and sharp to be human. The crew froze, weapons raised. The shadows moved with purpose, circling them, testing their reactions. Ilara held her ground. Do not attack unless necessary. Keep your calm. Show them we mean no harm. The shadows surged closer. The crew could feel a mental pressure, like their thoughts were being read, their fears amplified. Lena's voice trembled. It's probing us, trying to see if we are worthy. Then the ground beneath them shook harder. A fissure opened, and a stream of glowing energy surged upward. Sparks flew, narrowly missing the crew. Rax shouted, "We need to move, now." They ran, twisting through the tunnels as the shadows followed, never touching but always present. Every corner brought new challenges. Walls shifted, ceilings cracked, and strange, glowing symbols appeared and disappeared in the air. The planet itself seemed to be alive, shaping the tunnels to test them. Ilara led them to a wider chamber. At its center was a massive machine, humming with energy, its surface covered in glyphs and symbols. It pulsed as the shadows circled around it. Lena approached cautiously. This is a defense mechanism. It's the heart of the planet's protection system. A low, mechanical voice filled the chamber. Intruders, you may learn or perish. Prove your worth. The shadows surged again, more aggressive this time. The crew had no choice. They fought, not with weapons, but with careful movements, showing focus and courage. Every wrong step triggered energy pulses from the machine. Sparks flew, illuminating the dark chamber. Jorim ducked as a shadow lunged near him. It's like it's alive, but it's not trying to kill us, yet. Ilara stayed calm. We must stay together. Work as one. Show respect, not fear. The shadows paused, circling them once more. Then, slowly, they withdrew, retreating into the walls. The energy machine dimmed, the glyphs fading. The voice spoke again, gentler this time. You survive, but the test is not over. Lena exhaled, trembling. That was terrifying. The planet was trying to see if we could survive its defenses. Ilara nodded. And we passed, for now. But it will get harder. This planet does not surrender. It protects its secrets fiercely. And it will continue to test anyone who comes here. The crew moved deeper into the chamber. Lena began examining the machine, tracing circuits and glyphs with her hands. This machine, it stores knowledge, memories. It's the planet's way of remembering its civilization. Whoever controls this, controls the planet. Rax glanced around nervously. And if we make a mistake? It won't hesitate to destroy us. Ilara's eyes were firm. Then we do not make mistakes. We respect this place. We observe, learn, and survive. That is the only way. The shadows were gone, but their presence still lingered in the crew's minds. Every step forward was heavy, filled with tension. The planet had made it clear, it would not surrender. Every challenge, every trial, was its way of ensuring that only those worthy could learn its secrets. The crew stopped at the edge of a narrow staircase leading even deeper into the heart of the planet. Energy pulsed beneath their feet. The hum of the planet filled their ears. Ilara turned to the team. The next level is where we will truly see what this planet protects. Prepare yourselves. This is no longer just exploration. This is survival. Outside, the surface of the planet was calm, silent under the dim light of the distant sun. But deep underground, in the twisting tunnels and glowing chambers, the dead planet stirred. It had awakened fully now, aware of the intruders, ready to test them beyond their limits. And it would not let its secrets go without a fight. The staircase led them deeper into the heart of the planet. The air was thick, almost heavy, as if the planet itself pressed down on them. Every step echoed in the tunnels, and the hum beneath their feet grew louder, more insistent. Captain Ilara motioned for the crew to stay close. Dr. Lena checked her instruments nervously. Energy readings are off the charts. It's like the planet is alive, and aware of every movement we make. Lieutenant Jorim swallowed hard. It's testing us, again. And this time, I think it's getting more aggressive. As they moved forward, the shadows returned. This time, they did not merely circle the crew, they followed them closely, weaving through the walls and floor like living smoke. The hum pulsed stronger, synchronized with their heartbeats. Rax shivered. It's in our minds. I can feel it, touching our thoughts. Ilara kept her focus. Stay calm. Show respect. Fear will make it strike harder. Suddenly, the ground shook violently. The staircase beneath them cracked and shifted, forcing them to cling to the walls. Rocks tumbled from the ceiling, narrowly missing them. The shadows surged forward, brighter and sharper this time, and the crew could see faces forming in them, ghostly, twisted, familiar yet wrong. It's showing us illusions. Lena gasped. It's testing our minds. Joram stumbled as he saw one of the illusions, his own reflection, twisted and accusing, pointing a finger at him. He clenched his fists. I won't fall for it. Ilara guided them steadily. Focus on reality. Focus on each other. We are together. That is stronger than fear. They reached the bottom of the staircase into a massive chamber. At its center was a colossal device, pulsating with golden light. Energy streams arced from it, forming barriers that blocked further paths. Around the chamber, shadows danced aggressively, testing the crew with illusions of danger. This machine, Lena whispered, awe and fear in her voice. It's the core. The planet's heart. It reacts to our fear, to our intentions. The shadows converged on the crew, forcing them to confront their deepest fears. Rax saw the faces of those he had lost on other missions, whispering blame. Joram faced images of failure, collapse, and betrayal. Even Lena's scientific mind trembled as the illusions twisted into visions of death and destruction. Ilara shouted, "Hold! This is a test, nothing more. We are explorers. We will not be broken by fear." Her voice seemed to push the shadows back slightly. The energy machine pulsed violently, as if acknowledging her resolve. The illusions flickered and faded, leaving the crew exhausted but standing. Lena looked at the device. It's judging us, our courage, our unity. If we fail, it can destroy everything in this chamber. Rax gulped. It's like the planet itself is alive. Not just aware, it's alive in the way that matters. It can defend itself. Ilara moved closer to the machine, hands steady. We have survived its first tests. But this is only the beginning. Every step from here on, the planet will fight harder. We must rely on each other, not just our weapons or tools. Courage, intelligence, and trust, those are the keys to survive. The shadows retreated into the walls, but the hum remained, vibrating through the crew's bones. The machine continued to pulse, a living heart of energy, and the tunnels beyond glowed faintly with symbols that promised both knowledge and danger. Joram wiped sweat from his brow. I never imagined a planet could fight like this. It's smart. Strategic. Ilara's eyes scanned the chamber. It is defending its secrets. And now, it is testing us. If we fail, the planet will not hesitate to eliminate intruders. But if we succeed, it may reveal what it has protected for millennia. Lena's hands shook as she traced the energy streams. The knowledge here, it could change everything we know about life, technology, even survival. But it's not meant for the careless. Outside, the surface of the dead planet remained calm under the pale sun. But deep below, the tunnels and chambers were alive with energy, shadows, and intelligence. The crew had passed one trial, but the planet's tests were far from over. Ilara gathered the team. We move forward. Stay alert. The planet refuses to surrender, and now, it is showing us why. Together, we survive. Alone, we will fail. The crew exchanged determined glances, each aware that the next challenge would test not only their courage, but their minds, their trust, and their very will to survive. The dead planet was alive, and it was far more dangerous than anything they had imagined. The crew paused at the edge of the glowing chamber, their breathing heavy, minds still shaken by the illusions. The shadows had vanished, leaving the pulsating core of the planet in silence. Captain Ilara studied the energy streams that arced from the machine, lighting the tunnels beyond. Every pulse seemed alive, resonating in their chests. Dr. Lena stepped closer to the device. This isn't just a defense mechanism. It's storing knowledge, memories of the civilization that lived here. Everything they learned, everything they built, it's all inside this machine. Lieutenant Joram frowned. Then the planet isn't just alive, it's protecting the past. It refuses to surrender its secrets to anyone who isn't worthy. Ilara nodded. Exactly. And now we must decide how to proceed. We can try to take what we want, or we can respect it and learn carefully. The planet will test our intentions, not just our courage. Rax shivered. If we fail, it could destroy us. Yes, Ilara said firmly. But if we succeed, the knowledge we gain could change everything. The crew moved closer to the obelisk-like machine at the center of the chamber. Holographic images flickered to life, showing the civilization that had once thrived here. Cities of shining towers, advanced technology, and people moving with purpose filled the air. Lena's voice trembled. They were amazing, smarter, stronger, more advanced than anything we've seen. And they died, leaving only this planet behind. Suddenly, the shadows reappeared at the edges of the chamber, slower this time, almost observing rather than attacking. The hum of the planet pulsed steadily. Then a voice, calm but firm, echoed in their minds, "Intruders, your intentions will decide your fate. Learn or perish." Ilara stepped forward. "Planet, we do not come to steal. We come to understand. We respect your history. We wish only to learn, not to conquer." The shadows paused. The energy streams from the core pulsed brighter, bathing the chamber in golden light. Symbols floated in the air, forming words the crew could read in their minds. "Only those who respect and understand may survive. Your choices will decide the future." Lena studied the machine. "It's showing us their technology, their energy systems, their defenses, their messages. But there's something more, hidden deeper. The planet is protecting something vital, something dangerous if misused." Rax swallowed hard. "So the planet will allow us to leave only if we prove ourselves worthy?" "Yes," Ilara said. "We cannot take anything by force. We must understand, respect, and earn what we are allowed to know." The crew descended further into the chamber, following pathways of light that led to a smaller room at the planet's core. Here, a single glowing sphere floated above a pedestal. Its surface shimmered, showing scenes of battles, catastrophes, and the planet defending itself from invaders long ago. Joram whispered, This is the heart of the planet's knowledge. It's alive, aware, protecting its civilization's legacy." Lena reached out, trembling. "If we touch it, maybe it will share its secrets. But if we fail, it could destroy us instantly." Ilara placed a hand on Lena's shoulder. "We proceed together. We act with caution, intelligence, and respect. That is how we survive. That is how we earn its trust." As the crew approached the sphere, the shadows moved closer again. But this time, they did not attack. They circled, observing, as if testing their intent. The hum of the planet resonated like a heartbeat, strong and steady. Suddenly, a vision filled the chamber, a memory of the planet itself, ancient and powerful, rising to defend its people. Cities fell, enemies attacked, and the planet unleashed its full force, refusing to surrender to any invader. The crew gasped. Rax whispered, "It's alive. Not just conscious, but protective. It's defending everything that lived here." Ilara nodded. "That is why it refuses to surrender. This planet is a guardian. Its purpose is to protect the past, its people, and the knowledge they left behind. We must be worthy to see it." The sphere pulsed, and the shadows slowly retreated. Symbols formed in the air. "You have learned. You have understood. Your next choice will decide your fate." Lena turned to the team, awe in her eyes. "The planet trusts us, or at least it is willing to see if we can be trusted. This is our chance to gain knowledge safely, but we must not fail." Ilara looked at her crew. "From here on, every decision matters. Courage saved us from the first tests. Respect and understanding will carry us further. The planet refuses to surrender, but maybe, just maybe, it will allow us to leave alive, with its secrets intact." The crew exchanged determined glances. They had survived fear, tested courage, and now faced the final challenge, proving they could respect the planet, its people, and its knowledge. The dead planet was alive, aware, and ready to judge them. Outside, the surface remained still and cracked. But deep below, the heart of the planet pulsed, waiting, testing, and guarding its secrets against all who dared intrude. The crew had reached the point of no return. The real trial had just begun. The chamber was silent, the golden sphere pulsing softly in the center, casting long shadows along the walls. The crew of the Aurora gathered close, each one aware that the planet's tests were far from over. Captain Ilara's eyes scanned the glowing symbols, which shifted slightly as if responding to their presence. Dr. Lena stepped closer to the sphere, her hands trembling. "The knowledge here, it could change everything we know. Energy systems, defense technologies, even records of civilizations lost to time. Rax swallowed hard. And if we take it without permission, it could destroy us instantly. Ilara nodded. That is why we must act carefully. This planet does not forgive arrogance. The shadows stirred again, more insistent this time, swirling around the crew like living smoke. They did not attack, but their presence pressed against the explorers' minds. Each shadow seemed to read thoughts, searching for weakness, testing intentions. Suddenly, a strange feeling overcame one of the crew. Joram's eyes glazed, and he stepped forward toward the sphere, ignoring Ilara's warning. I can control it, he whispered. We could take its knowledge, use it for ourselves. Ilara reached out, gripping his arm. No. That is exactly what the planet will not allow. Step back. But Joram shook her off, drawn toward the sphere. The shadows swirled violently, as if responding to his betrayal. Lena shouted, Stop, Joram. The planet will destroy us if we don't respect it. The ground trembled, and arcs of golden energy shot from the sphere, surrounding Joram. His eyes widened in fear as he realized the danger, but his greed made him hesitate. Ilara acted quickly, stepping between him and the sphere. She grabbed his arm again and pulled him back, just as the energy arcs dissipated, leaving the chamber trembling. Rax breathed heavily. That was too close. The planet, it tested him. Ilara steadied herself. This is the moment that decides everything. The planet judges intent, not just courage. We survive only if we respect it fully. Lena reached out to the sphere cautiously. Holographic images of the ancient civilization shimmered in the air. It's sharing knowledge, slowly. Only because we proved our intentions are honorable. But one wrong move, and it could all vanish, or worse. Joram's face was pale, guilt and fear washing over him. I almost ruined everything. Ilara shook her head. We all make mistakes. But we must stay focused. The planet refuses to surrender, yes, but it can teach us, if we are worthy. The shadows receded slightly, leaving the explorers in a calm, golden glow. The sphere pulsed with energy, showing visions of cities, machines, and messages from the past. Lena's voice trembled with awe. It's giving us its secrets, slowly. The planet trusts us, or at least it is willing to test our respect. Rax glanced at the sphere, wide-eyed. The energy, the knowledge, it's beyond anything humanity has seen. But we can't take it all. We have to leave some intact. That's what the planet wants. Ilara turned to the crew. We must choose carefully what we take, if anything. We respect its will. We do not take by force. That is the final test. Greed or wisdom? Arrogance or respect? Joram bowed his head, shameful but attentive. I understand now. I almost destroyed our chance. Ilara nodded. Then we proceed as one. Careful, respectful, and united. That is the only way to survive and gain the knowledge we came for. The sphere's glow brightened, filling the chamber with golden light. Holographic messages continued to flow, showing advanced technology, histories of lost civilizations, and warnings to future travelers. The shadows swirled slowly around the edges, observing. The planet had judged the crew, and for now, it seemed satisfied. Outside, the cracked surface of the planet remained calm, under the dim, pale light of a distant sun. But deep underground, the heart of the planet pulsed with life, guarding its secrets. The crew had faced betrayal, fear, and moral challenges, and they had survived. Ilara looked at her team. We have passed the greatest test yet. The planet refuses to surrender, but it has allowed us to learn. Let us honor that gift and leave with wisdom, not arrogance. What we take from here will define not just our survival, but the future of those who follow. The crew nodded, each one aware that the final choice had been made. They had proven themselves worthy. The dead planet had tested them, judged them, and allowed them to survive, and in return, it had begun to share its secrets with those brave and wise enough to earn them. The chamber was calm now. The golden sphere pulsed softly, casting warm light on the crew's tired faces. Captain Ilara looked at her team. Each member had faced fear, illusions, and temptation, and each had survived. The planet had tested them, and they had proven themselves worthy. Dr. Lena stepped closer to the sphere, her hands hovering above the glowing surface. The knowledge, it's incredible. Energy systems, histories, messages from civilizations we never knew existed. But the planet, it allowed us to take only what we understood, only what we respected. Rax nodded. It's like the planet itself decided what we could carry. Not greed, not curiosity, respect. Ilara's eyes scanned the chamber. Shadows lingered at the edges, watching, waiting. But they no longer pressed on the crew's minds. The planet had accepted their intentions. Joram stepped forward, his expression sober. I almost ruined everything. I wanted it for myself. I see now, the planet doesn't just guard knowledge. It guards morality, courage, and wisdom. Ilara placed a hand on his shoulder. We all have moments of doubt. What matters is that we learned, and that we acted together in the end. Lena carefully collected samples of energy readings and holographic recordings, storing them in their devices. We have proof of their civilization, their technology, but we take only what we understand. The rest, we leave intact. The planet's secrets are not ours to plunder. The team made their way back to the stairway that led to the surface. The hum of the planet echoed around them, softer now, steady and calm. It was as if the planet itself was bidding them farewell, acknowledging their respect and courage. Ilara looked down at the cracked surface from the shuttle window. The barren deserts and jagged cliffs seemed peaceful now, but she knew the truth. Beneath the surface, the planet was alive, aware, and eternal. It would continue to guard its knowledge, testing anyone who dared to intrude. Rax sighed. We survived. But I feel like we've only seen a fraction of what this planet can do. Ilara nodded. We saw enough to understand its power and its purpose. It is not meant to be conquered. It is meant to teach and protect. And we were fortunate enough to learn from it. Lena looked at the sphere from the shuttle, visible through a holographic map. I wonder, how many civilizations have tried to take its secrets and failed? How many have been lost to its defenses? Ilara's eyes hardened with determination. That's not our story. We survived because we acted with respect, courage, and unity. That is the lesson the planet wanted us to learn. We take that with us, and nothing else. The shuttle lifted off slowly, the shadows disappearing into the tunnels. The hum of the planet faded behind them, but it lingered in their minds, a reminder that some worlds cannot be conquered, only understood. As they left the planet's orbit, Lena glanced at the data collected. The knowledge we gained, it could change everything. But we must use it wisely. The planet warned us, in its own way, that misuse brings destruction. Rax smiled faintly. I never thought a dead planet could teach more than any living world we've visited. Alive or not, it had a mind, a purpose, and it judged us carefully. Ilara leaned back in her seat, eyes fixed on the distant stars. This is only the beginning. There are more worlds like this, planets that refuse to surrender, that protect knowledge and life in ways we cannot yet imagine. Our mission is to learn, to survive, and to respect what we discover. The crew sat in silence, reflecting on everything they had experienced. Fear, temptation, courage, and respect had shaped their journey. The dead planet had tested them, judged them, and ultimately allowed them to leave. It had refused to surrender, but in doing so, it had given them something far greater than any treasure, wisdom. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly. The planet became smaller and smaller in their view, a silent guardian of its ancient secrets. The crew of the Aurora knew they had survived a trial few could endure. The dead planet would continue to watch, continue to test, and continue to refuse surrender, but they had left as wiser explorers, ready for the challenges of the universe ahead. And somewhere deep beneath its cracked surface, the pulse of life continued. The dead planet waited, eternal and vigilant, guarding its legacy against anyone unworthy to enter.